All right, you guys, we are back with a new episode. Today we have a couple guest speakers with me, Lily Lavender, and Jaybird. Our guest speakers are Beefcake and Sugar Tits. So we're going to be talking about... Oh, God.
So today's topic is going to be the escape plan. We've all been in a situation, well, I say this lightly, I've not been in a lot of these situations, but you guys from the opposite gender, I'm going to say it like that, I apologize for the inconvenience if I've hurt somebody's feelings, but this is not for the kind of, the soft-hearted. But most people that we know have all been in situations that they wanted to get out of, or they've been hit on by people they usually don't like or not interested in, or they find themselves in a situation where it started off great, or the second hand usually ends up extremely creepy. And we're trying to get some advice from Sugar Tits and Beefcakes on easy ways to get out of there, or some smooth ways to get in and out of these situations. So we're going to see what kind of advice they can give us. Beefcakes, you want to take lead on this one?
Oh, yes, I'll take the lead. Do you have a question for me?
So you've done service industry, you've been around a lot of people, you're well known in the community amongst certain people. Do you have any situations offhand that you know of that you've had to dig yourself out of?
Yeah, I would say I would say the only situations I've had to get out of is being too nice. And we were just talking about this before we started. And there's been times where if I've had a couple drinks, I'm like friendly. And I don't mean to be flirty, but it might come off flirty. But I just like to make people feel like, good and happy. And I'm honest. I won't give you a compliment that's not real. Like if I say your hair looks nice, it looks nice. If I don't, I ain't saying a word. You know what I'm saying? But there's been times I've been at the bar, and whether it's a woman or a man, that I've been super friendly, or even doing eyebrows one time. There was... I can't say, but there's been times where I have just been advanced from not just settings where there's been drinking, but just settings where I've been too nice. And the way I just get out of it is simply stop being flirty and just keep my mouth shut and change topic. And I get awkward.
So there's been situations where I've done like the casual things. Like I've seen somebody across the room, I've either winked at them, or they've made some kind of notion that that I have their attention, they have mine, and it's worked out in my favor. But reading signs is not necessarily
It's not easy.
Yeah, reading from a dude's perspective is really hard to read signs and know that it's okay to advance, or okay to start making moves. Obviously, look, I've seen specific people, like if I went drinking or whatever, and I'm flirty without alcohol. Like you add that a little bit more, obviously that liquid courage, like I'll say a little bit more stuff. But I personally try to read people's, body movements and the way they react towards stuff. So like, if I'm reading somebody from across the room and you're looking at me and I look at you, like I'm going to assume there could be room for conversation. Is there any kind of extra tales that you could give somebody that like would be wrong?
I was just when you were talking, I was just thinking that usually you can tell by someone's body language if they're uncomfortable, like the way their hands are placed, the way their head's moving, the way their eyes and they are, because there are some girls out there that look for those uncomfortable situations. Like they want that extra, you know what I'm saying? Like they want that attention, but then when they get that attention,
They're stuck.
Then they're like, oh gosh, that's me.
Usually is the world's worst. Sugar Tits is the world's worst because like we've all went and we've all hung out. She's definitely the younger one out of all of us, and she gets braver with alcohol.
Yes.
Like absolutely, and she'll. Even though I have to, like, in my situations and my experiences drinking with her, she'll tell me that somebody looks good. I'll have to actually push her to make moves every situation. But, like...
Well, so here's this, because I come off aggressive, right? So, like, I come off very aggressive, but then I won't take it further. Then I'll just stop when I know to stop, right? But Sugar Tits, she comes off, like, shy and reserved, but as soon as, like, she goes past that point, then she's way more aggressive than I am. She'll reach in for the kill. I won't ever reach in for the kill. As soon as the kill comes for me, I tuck my tail in like a dog. So.
Will you please elaborate, Sugar Tits, on these situations that you get yourself into?
Oh gosh, I'm trying to think. There's been too many.
What about the time?
okay.
Okay. Wait, I got one with sugar tits here because it just happened the other day. So I was texting somebody to let them know that we were going to this dive bar. And he was like, oh, is Sugar Tits going to be there? And I was like, well, yeah, she said maybe she'd be here. And he was like, okay. Well, he was like, I just wanted to apologize for the last time she was here. And he said some very
Less than appropriate.
less than appropriate, very descriptive things to me to say to her that he wants to do to her. And I was like, you've got to be shitting me. And so after a bit, like, we ended up going there another day, and he was there and he was waiting. She didn't get there until a little after, and he was like, okay, well, I'm taking off. I don't want to sit here and wait forever. And I was like, okay, well, I'll still be here. So he left and he went somewhere else. But then he started texting me.
I have a question. While all three of you guys are here, and this is something that needs to be out there in the open for all the extra dudes that are out here. Giving information like this secondhand is creepy, right? Like if I'm trying to hit on you and I say some less, or if I say some provocative things, if I say it to a friend to tell you, that's weird, right? Like, in my head, that's weird. Like, so,
Don't do that.
like, I'm not going to send you a message to tell Sugar Tits or Beefcakes what I think about them. Like, that's a no-go, right? So we're all in the same place.
No, I honestly, no, I don't mind.
You don't mind?
I don't mind. Like, there has been, though the people weren't worth my time that I knew of at the time, but there's been times where someone has said, hey, like, my friend thinks you're cute. That's different. Is that different? Oh.
That's not me saying, like, hey, this is what I want to do to your friend.
Oh, no, do things. Oh, no. I would literally, no. Oh, okay, my bad. I didn't know what things we were doing. We were going to the park. I didn't know if we were going on a date.
I think, like, having a mutual friend, like, let's say that we all had a mutual friend and I told him that you were hot. Like, I think that's okay, like, to intro into a conversation or whatever. I don't usually do that. I'm more face-to-face, like, which I think kind of blows people's mind.
Yeah, but this was different. He was saying what he wanted to do to Sugar
That's what I mean. I
Tits.
feel like that stuff is creepy.
And yeah.
Terrifying.
I feel like that's a personal conversation from point A to point B. There shouldn't be a C in the middle of all this. So, like...
Yeah, she said there was a C and now there's a B for bye.
Okay, so Sugar Tits, now you got to give us an example. What happened just last week?
Last week. With who?
Oh, God.
Wait. Are we talking about the World Series of Poker guy? Oh, he got okay.
We're all
He came up and he was super nice. I had my goggles on. I had a few drinks, but he was super nice. He looked cute at first, and like and he bought me a drink and we just sat there and talked. I was like, oh, he's WSOP. Like, he's only here for like a week. I can like maybe get a free dinner out of this, a few drinks maybe tonight, and he.
Y'all got plans. We don't think that far ahead. We're thinking about the next.
Well, I'm not thinking that far ahead. It's just like he came up to me, so I was like, oh, okay, let's milk him.
Oh, I like that. I taught you milking. Hold on. Okay, that was Sugar Tits saying she'll milk him. Let's just talk about milking, okay? Let's talk about milking, because this is something that is really good, and this is gonna blow the podcast. Screw like the topic that you guys had. Milking is great. Let me tell you something about milking. I always do it right before a breakup, or when you meet someone. Milking is how much can you get out of the guy or the girl? Okay, and I've taught her that when you are out, what can you get away with in those situations? You know. I've created the monster. So explain to me what you were milking.
Oh, okay. Anyways, but we were sitting there talking. It was a good night. Then two of my friends showed up, and I went over to talk to them, and like he was just staring me down. And I was like, okay, this weirdo. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Like, why is he staring me down? I was like, oh, maybe he really likes me. You know, like he met me 5 minutes ago. He like really likes me. Anyways, I went to the bathroom, came back. One of my friends came up to me and was like, hey. He came over and was asking us about you. Like, if you was a good girl, this and that. And I was like, what did you say? And he was like, I told him you were pretty cool, but hang on, can you cuss on this? Yes. Okay. He's like, I told him you were pretty cool, but if we wasn't such good friends, I'd fuck you. And I was like, oh, you're the worst wingman there is. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, God. I remember that.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay. Then anyways, he got up because his friend showed up, and he walked away, but then he blew me up, like called me like 20 times, was texting me nonstop. Yeah, WSOP player. And
It got really creepy.
yeah, and I was like, okay, he's really drunk.
Full-on conversation with her, and she wasn't even responding.
Yeah, he was like, where you at? I'm lost. I want to see you. And I was like, okay, like, he's drunk. I get it. I've done embarrassing stuff when I was drunk before.
Totally.
That's weird from the dude's perspective too. Like
I've
had ex-girlfriends and I've had buddies that have ex-girlfriends where they've had full conversations by themselves where we don't respond.
Couldn't be me ever again.
Then like
It was me at one point.
Me too. I'm like,
I've been there, done that, and then it ended when it.
So how did you get out of that?
how did I get out of that?
Yeah.
Well, I never replied. Then the next morning I was like, okay, like, he texted me and was like, hey, I won all this money last night. I'm sorry about last night. Let me take you to dinner. And I was like, okay, like, oh, he apologized. How sweet.
don't get a lot of those.
No, I don't.
Okay.
And then I was like, okay, and I texted him back, and then I was telling my bosses about it, and they was like, that's probably not a good idea. Like, he's red flag after red flag. So I seen him that night at the same bar. Yeah, no, I ignored him the rest of the day, but I seen him that night at the same bar, and he just stared at me the whole time, and I was like, what the fuck? But I just ignored him. He'd come up and he'll say hey, and I went, hey, and turned around and walked. Yeah.
And he wasn't weird about it.
He was. He hung around the whole night.
Oh, my God.
But he was wearing the same clothes as he was the night before, so that kind of threw me off. Like, if he wasn't, I don't know.
So Beefcakes, Lily Lavender, if y'all were in the same situation, how would y'all proceed differently in those scenarios? So like you went through the whole scenario. The dude's had a full conversation without you. Obviously, you show up at the next play. You show up at the same location, which I think is weird. I wouldn't have done that. It's a little braver on your part, but like you show up at the same location, dudes chilling there and is watching you all night long. Do you do something differently or other than just ignore him all night, or do you confront, or what do you do?
So me, I'm a little abrupt. I tell them straightforward, like, hey, you're not my type, or...
You gotta tell them the story. You gotta tell them the story. You know what I'm talking about. You gotta tell them the story.
Okay, so it was the same dude.
He hit on you?
Yes. He turned it around towards me, and I was like... Yeah, I was...
So you got two different perspectives.
Yeah.
Which they're still bugging, and then the address, and then he quit bugging you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, see? There.
Yeah.
No!
No!
Don't cut it. Don't cut it. It's a good story. Is this the same one?
Yeah.
No, it's not. No, I was talking about the engineering guy.
What engineering guy?
The one that was one of your regulars, came in all the time, over and over and over again, and then came in with...
With his wife and the kids?
Yep,
Oh, God. Okay, yeah, I remember that. But I didn't really do anything. I just...
Yeah, you were mean.
I
mean, I'm not saying it wasn't necessary. I'm just saying you were honest, and that's great. Honesty's a great thing, but I really think you should tell the story because it made me excited. I was excited to hear the story. It made me laugh. I don't want to tell the story because it's not mine. Okay, I'll tell the story. So here's how it went down. I've been telling Lily Lavender for a long time that like at certain situations, if it gets weird or if it gets too confrontational, you got to be blunt. Like, don't be passive, don't be nice, or you can say it with a nice tone, and she does everything with a nice tone. I don't know how she does it, but it's the same.
I still did that with a nice tone.
I know. I can in my head I can see you doing it. I just heard this secondhand, but I've been telling her for a long time that like you got to be blunt because reading signs is not something that men are known for, like at all. Like I look over the biggest ones.
Comfortable around you?
I try my best. Like there's a lot of things in body languages that I'll try to pass up. Now if I feel like somebody's really really into me, I'll keep up with the conversation. But if I feel like you're dropping out long periods of time, or if your attention's straight on your phone the whole time, which is kind of a common thing nowadays.
Everybody's always on their phone.
Yeah, I get it, which makes things a little bit more difficult from my end. But if I feel a weird vibe, I usually pull back, and 9 times out of 10. So like, I'll give you an example. If I went out with somebody a couple times, and then it takes like 8 or 9 hours for you to respond back to anything, then I'll just drop you completely. Like my time's I feel like my time's valuable. That's not something that I'm willing to do.
We talked about this on our last episode.
So, and it's not, I'm not being mean, I'm not being aggressive toward it or whatever. Like, I know everybody has their lives too, but if I know that you're one of those people that have your phone at all times, it's just as easy to be like, listen, I'm sorry, I'm busy. I'll holler at you when I can. I'll respect that answer. But if I don't hear from you, knowing that you're on your phone all the time, as a person, I'll just like, I get petty, not to the extreme amount, but I'll get to the point where like I'll unfriend you and just don't waste any more of my time. And that's kind of more of a protection thing on me, where I don't like keep leading myself into a situation that's really not there.
Okay, so you're older, you're more experienced, you've gone through this, so you already know what you like, what you don't like, what works, what doesn't work. For people just coming into this business and they're learning the ropes and they're young, they don't have that much experience, so they're trying.
Right.
Like Sugar Tits over here. I don't know if she's failing, but okay, Beefcakes. Wait.
Okay, hold on. I've been there for every date, every sort of date situation, and she is failing heavily. And if it's not the man failing, she makes it fail herself, which is fine because Sugar Tits is fun, young, and learning, and adorable, and yeah. So, but yeah.
And I come off too mean from the start, I think. Like, I'm like, oh, you're a bitch. Yeah. What you see is what you get with me. But they don't like.
And I need to go back to the milking thing, because I don't milk strangers, okay? Or guys at the bar. No, I don't. I buy my own drinks. I will milk if I'm in the middle. If I'm in the middle of a breakup, though, hold on, let me finish. If I'm in the middle, we didn't finish that. If I'm in the middle of a breakup, if I know a guy and I are losing interest, or if I have found out he's doing something behind my back, I'll start milking the cow. And this is something I taught her about milking. Get those AirPods, girl. I can afford those AirPods, but get those AirPods. Or like right now, all the things that I have from previous breakups, which I find as trophies, are I have like a really nice jacket. I have AirPods. I have Beats headphones. Could I afford those things? Heck yeah. Did I want to buy those things? Heck no. I'm cheap. Sorry. Sugar Tits. I'm the worst at this. If you know, like, this dude's, you're still, like, stringing along. You still might see if you guys have something going. If you are unsure if it's going to work out or not work out, milk the cow. If you know he's got the finances and whatever, you've put in your work and your time, you've done the things that you've done which have cost more than money, milk the cow. And I love milking the cow.
Who wouldn't? All right, so back to the story. So Lily Lavender.
Use people either, though.
No.
Yeah.
Is there a difference? Is there a difference?
Yes.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, there is a difference. There is a difference. If I think I actually like him, I won't be like, oh, I'm just using him for a free drink or a free dinner. I wouldn't think it like that. No. I would be like, I wouldn't think it, but like so you're not going to find your soulmate at the bar, okay? No. That's why I'm at the bar. If I meet a guy, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to get a free drink from him, because you're never going to find your soulmate at the bar.
If he's there for your entertainment, your time, your energy.
Like, I'm getting paid for my time. My time is not for free. You're going to give me a drink or a dinner for my time.
Exactly. You're worth it.
So from a dude's perspective, is it smart?
We wore birthday hats at the bar, and that was the only time anyone ever bought us a drink, because nobody ever buys us drinks, because either we look too mean or whatever.
We have a bad RBF.
But this one time we went to the bar with birthday hats on, and there's like people making fun of us, but we did not care because we had the best time of our life. I don't remember.
This person came up and threw $100 in Beefcake shirt. I just put it in her shirt, and I was like, hell yeah.
But then they said, oh wait, it's Sugar Tits' birthday, and then he took it out of my shirt and then put it in her shirt, so I lost $100.
But I bought everyone drinks on my birthday with his $100.
Yes.
I bought drinks with his money. Anyway, so all right, from advice for the men out there, is it safe to say that if you're at a bar, nothing can really derive from that? Like, there's a sole intention of something extra, like buying drinks or something like.
Not for me. I'm pretty lit at the bar.
I don't really go. Now that I'm locked down, I don't really go to the bar anymore.
Well, and this is from a single perspective.
When I was single.
So, like, if you were at the bar, would it be safe to say that you're not looking for anything more than either a hookup, drinks, or free shit?
I've never, ever looked for a hookup at a bar.
No.
Never.
FYI, most dudes do. Like, if they're like
It's
that's.
a good thing that females don't.
I mean,
There's some that you can smell it on
The
them.
girls you found, Jay Bird, nasty.
what?
But the female friends I keep, don't do that.
And I've never known
Whatever.
do that. Like birds of a feather flock together. Sugar tits over here.
Sugar tits, I've witnessed. So this is how I know this is bullshit. I've seen you pick up people at the bar.
Okay.
Like you can bullshit.
I talked to when I was sober.
That's okay. That's not the point. It's just safer at the bar where you make those. I didn't say stranger. Oh, did I? Well, okay. I apologize. I don't mean stranger when I say these things. Obviously, when we go to local dive bars or we go to these places, we know half the people that go. So if we have intentions,
You guys never seen the like Sugar Tits, Lily Lavender. Y'all have never seen me once ever take someone home from the bar.
No.
Yeah, and I take pride in that because not that I judge anyone that does. Do whatever, do what you gotta do. But for me personally, I just can't do it.
no, I understand the mindset completely.
No, it scares me. Yeah. I'm like, I freak out. I keep my freaking Glock on me. I keep if not my Glock, my knife. And not only that, but it just don't feel good. Like for me personally, like those random hookups feel like two raw pieces of meat being like. And then you wake up the next day and you hate yourself.
I don't even know how to react to that. That was good though. That painted a whole new
It's
picture.
true.
Man.
Yeah.
That was great.
And that's how long it lasts.
Wow. unless there's a lot of whiskey involved, then it doesn't happen at all.
So yeah, wouldn't it?
Anyway, so back to the story that we were talking about earlier. Lily Lavender was getting hit on by somebody regularly. Like, it was once a week, right?
Yeah,
once a week. Definitely. Yeah, it was once a week. Dude was showing up, buying drinks, flirting with Lily on a regular basis. And
Invited me to his room.
is this the same one with chocolates?
Yes.
Okay.
The
Where's
chocolate
the
covered strawberries and the wine. He had red wine. And he was like, you should come to my room sometime when you get off. And I was like, no, I'm here till close. I can't do all that. But thank you. So I was nice, and I'm always nice. Okay.
But passive. That's why we had this argument over again. And then eventually, what had happened? Like,
He brought his wife and 2 daughters in, and they were having dinner. And I was like, oh, well, this is awesome.
so what was your impression after that took place?
After that, I was like, okay, so he's just looking for somebody to hook up with.
Right.
Like, he was looking for a good time every time he was in town, or, because he worked over at that location, he wanted somebody that was there.
And what conversation took place? There was a conversation that took place, and you tell the conversation.
No,
I
it's
wasn't
embarrassing.
there.
It's embarrassing.
You told me. Anyway, so dude made it a point to state like, hey, I brought my family in. I wanted you to meet my family. I don't know why. I don't know why in this situation. I've never done this. This is weird for me. But Lily Lavender had one way of getting out of this whole situation without being unscathed. What was that?
Go ahead. That shit is so embarrassing. I can't believe he actually brought his wife and his 2 girls to meet me.
People need the advice though. How'd you get out of it?
Go ahead.
No, what's up?
You have to be blunt. You have to tell him point of fact.
What'd you say?
No.
She leaned in. It's not as good if I tell the story, but anyway. So, dude made it.
That's why she doesn't want to tell you.
Oh, it's not a regret. She'd been in a worse distance. Yeah, doesn't matter. You can't say that. Anyway, she ended up leaning into the dude. After the dude had expressed wanting Lily Lavender to meet her family and get introduced and all this other stuff, she made it a point to lean in and tell the dude directly, I am just your bartender. You do realize that. This is my job to bartend.
To be nice.
Extremely blunt.
Love you as well, sir.
Yes. You have no idea how uncomfortable I was with the whole situation because this was ongoing for months. Yes.
See, but you have that effect on people. When you're my bartender, I think you love me.
I think you love me.
Me too.
But I love everybody. Like, I love everybody equally until they do something that makes me uncomfortable, and I'm just like, well, fuck you, man.
You're a great bartender, though.
Yeah, this is her job. She does this on a regular basis, but this is advice that like other bartenders need to know, like how to get out of these.
Oh, I'm sure they know. I
situations.
feel like bartenders have thick skin.
You have to be, but like there's
Same with your job. You have to have a thick skin to go through your job, too.
Oh, for sure. And times that I have been in those situations, which I have, like, either you can fight or flight, and, like, not always fight, but, like, you know, cut them off or run or ignore. And most of the time it always ends up in you having to straight up tell them, like, no.
Well, there's a huge difference. I mean, obviously, bartenders have to have thick skin. Service industry, you have to have a thick skin. But there's a difference with somebody being. See, this is my point.
That's why we wanted
huge,
you here.
There's a huge difference between a first-year server or first-year bartender versus somebody that's been in it decades at a time. You know, like they're like obviously.
Well, I think it all delves down to what you said earlier. Why do we go to the bar? Like, why do you just met 3 women who don't really go to the bar? Well, don't go to the bar for hookups. So why do men go to the bar? Why do women go to the bar? So from your perspective, okay, this is gonna be fun. So from your perspective, sir, from your perspective, from a male perspective, why do women go to the bar?
Why do women go to the bar? I wouldn't know, man. Like, okay, all right.
Take a guess, a wild guess.
A wild guess. Free drinks. Basically.
No.
Like, no. Okay.
Here's what I do.
We can't backtrack.
You're the one.
Wait, no,
Hold
on.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a
Answer
second.
the question.
No, hold on. Okay, let me go deeper into the question from my perspective. Why we go to the bar and tell me where things go wrong, right? Okay. So inevitably, like I'll use me as an example. No. So if I'm going to the bar, I'm going in there to have conversations. I love to flirt. It's one of my favorite things. I don't expect anything. It's one of those, like, if I win, I win. If I lose,
So why do you like to flirt? What do you get out of it?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's the reactions. I love reactions when I flirt. Like, if I can make you blush or I can make you laugh, that is a rush for me. Don't know why. I'm genetically sound that way.
Yeah.
Like,
I call it being social. It's a part of being social, though. That is part of the social experiment.
well, and that's
It's what different people do.
That's it. But I mean, we've discussed at length that I bartend because I like being the center of attention. Not all the time, but I am a conceited person. I love to talk. I can't stop it. Wish I could, but I come from a family of you've met a lot of my relatives. All they do is talk all the time. I can't tell you over the radio. Like, I apologize, but my whole family, we used to fight in arguments. So now that I can go into places and steal your attention, it's not necessarily I'm taking attention from anybody else, but you are, what's the word? You're giving me exactly what I'm craving. Like, you're feeding into what I need. Like, you're giving me the attention. I get to play, I get to laugh, I get to joke, I get to see reactions of what I have said out there. It's the same.
That's an honest answer.
Yeah. Same.
Okay, Lily, why do you go to the bar?
I go to be social. I go to hang out with friends, chill, whatever. That's all I do.
Timmy. Oh, sugar tits.
Timmy.
Why do you go?
Why do I?
That's a good question. Like, seriously, what is that feeling, that rush?
Yeah,
What is that
why-
desire?
I mean, there is
like-
like a huge rush in like talking to somebody you've never met before.
Yeah, I like being social, hanging out with friends. And I don't know.
See, I don't go to bars to go talk to strangers because I do that for a living. So that's why I don't go to bars.
I never go to a bar alone, so
Yeah,
I'm like
I never
I'm
go to a
always
bar
with a
alone.
friend, so it's always to social.
Yeah.
To social.
Honestly, I'm with you guys 90% of the time.
Yeah, I'm like
Yeah.
you've been there. You know why I go to the bar because
Yeah.
you don't ask me to go.
Yeah, but the end result.
Oh.
Never mind. We won't go there.
Okay, let me answer, because I feel like every woman feels this way. I love getting dolled up. 90% of the time dolled up.
Okay, yeah.
Doing my makeup, doing my eye makeup, my brows. It's part of the rush because, like, you don't really get to do that. Like, I don't know about y'all, but when I go to work, like, I'll get cute some weeks, and there's weeks where I look like complete.
Same.
Yeah, and then, so I love to, like, get dolled up. I like to put on a nice outfit. I like to, see who's there, sort of, but don't really care too much about who's there. Yeah. And then I like, yes, the social aspect of going out. I don't really care about hookups or, drama or any of that stuff, though the fights are fun to watch. sometimes
yeah.
fights
Well,
are
and-
fun to be in as well. But for the most part, like I just like to feel like go out and feel like beautiful and be with my girls and take pictures.
Well,
Girls
and-
usually go out because they want to be with their girls. They don't give a
Yes.
heck about guys. Guys are like what they're running away from.
Yeah.
You know?
But so dudes go out. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like being a peacock or being a bird. Like I'll give you an example. Cardinals. You see the most flashiest cardinal, right? The bright red ones, the ones that get everybody's attention. Then you get to see the cardinals that are like dark brown, shades of red or whatever. You know how to tell the difference, right?
No.
Okay, so
so
I think
I would be a peacock.
So cardinals,
Not peacock, a
cardinals,
flamingo.
the bright, naturally cardinals, the brightest ones, the bright red ones are males because they want the attention.
Oh yeah. Also,
Yeah.
like the peacocks or the beautiful.
yeah.
We
So,
have peacocks.
so when you see that one dude out of like 10 that goes up and talks to random girls,
we don't like the peacock guy.
yeah, but but most dudes want to be the peacock guy.
I don't
Like
want a peacock guy. I don't want
Everybody,
a peacock.
everybody wants to be that dude that can strike up conversation with anybody and have a great
But
time.
nobody likes that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from. It's you say nobody, you say nobody,
the
but
reason is because they'll take that moment and try to hit on somebody if that's how they are.
right,
So that's why we don't like the peacock guy.
right.
That as we refer to him as a peacock. Yeah.
So let's say it like this. Like, so you have the peacock guy, right?
I think some people might like the peacock guy.
Some people.
Anybody that says they completely don't like the peacock guy is full shit.
I feel like a shy
And
girl.
I'll give you-
a shy girl may like an outgoing guy, but
I'll give you an example.
I would want like a shy guy because I'm the dominant one.
See, I'm in a room full of dominant women. This doesn't always work. So,
But
like,
you can also be a peacock guy and not be a douche. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
The peacock's not doing it in front of everybody. You know, I like you to peacock in private. You know, go and do your little dance, do your little feathers, ruffle it in private for me. Or
well, I'll give you a better
because if you're
example.
peacocking in front of everyone, I'm not special.
Yes.
So but hold on a second. I'll give you a better example. Everybody here has all had a couple of drinks with the infamous Shock.
Yes.
Yeah, he is a peacock guy, and he's gonna get mad when he actually hears this episode. But,
Wait, who is it?
Shock.
Oh, he's a peacock?
Yes.
Yeah.
He
Who's
is a
Shock?
peacock.
Do I know Shock?
Yeah, he
Yes.
drank with us at over there last time we were all hanging out.
Oh, okay.
He's the only in town.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
But yes, he's a peacock.
But he is. But everybody loves hanging out with him because he's funny. He's
Because
always got a great
he's
story to tell.
not-
He's still a peacock guy. He's not a douche.
yes, but he's
cool.
not
It's
a
fun.
douche.
but
He's
it's like-
fun.
Yeah.
It's,
It's different, and he's not trying to pick up a chick. He's just doing it
does-
to be
He
himself.
does the same thing
Yeah, but-
that we're all doing is
I
trying to
know,
get attention.
but he's being himself. That's how he is normally, anytime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and like he's a
yeah.
peacock, but like he doesn't dress up as a chicken. So if you're a chicken, don't try and be a peacock.
Yes, exactly, exactly. That's exactly it.
So I don't know if there's anything to sift out for the dudes in this episode, but I'll pull it for you guys. Good luck.
Anyways, we gotta end this
Maybe you
episode.
don't want a peacock or a chicken. I want an eagle. They mate for life. They're very beautiful and
I want a
striking.
penguin.
They can get your attention, but they also soar alone for you with you in the sky.
Yes, thank you.
A lot of them actually die because they can't consummate before they hit the ground either. That's not like a risk that I'm willing to take. Just as
They mate for
FYI.
life though, right?
No, you missed that. We need to study.
Yes.
Okay,
What's your point?
so not everybody wants to be an eagle because there's death risk involved.
Yes.
Which, granted, I'm an adrenaline junkie with limits. But eagles when they consummate, when they're fooling around, they go straight up in the air, right?
Yeah.
And then they do a free fall all the way to the ground.
Yeah.
And then if they don't conceive, or if he doesn't
Consummate.
consummate
right then and there.
right before the drop, they die.
Yeah.
That's how eagles
Both
mate.
eagles die?
Yes.
Yeah, they're committed
Because
to
they're
the
still-
death.
Oh, I want that.
Good luck finding those.
I want someone to death.
That's what everybody wants. Everybody wants a ride or die.
Okay,
But
there's a difference. There's a difference. A female wants a guy that will make her feel special. Like, he can't do with her what he does with everybody else. We need to feel different, special, intimate, something completely different from what they get from everyone else. That is what a female is always looking for,
I get it. I support that.
which is why we're always with our friends, because
here's-
we get that from our
here's
friends.
the risk, though, and this is coming from a veteran in this bullshit. All right, there's people out there that would do anything in the world for their significant other. Absolutely, give up everything.
I need that.
They'll put in the work. They'll make sure that you're warm at night, and then make sure that everything's taken care of before you wake up the next day. That sounds great, right? All right, now from the dude's perspective, almost not all, almost every dude that's been in the dating world has been struck down in those situations. In a situation where, like, you give everything, you put in all this extra effort to make sure that they feel like they're the only one for them in life. They're ride or die, right? But that same woman or that same significant other in that relationship has totally tarnished that with something completely different. Now, it's hard to bounce back into a situation where you're willing to do that for somebody else that probably deserves it. Don't get me wrong. Like, not everybody's the first ex-wife or the second ex-wife or the first or the worst girlfriend ever, the best girlfriend ever. Every dude has been broken down at some point where they are scared to death to be in an intimate relationship where they're willing to be a
The
ride or die
same
for
goes
somebody.
for females. Like, it's a two-way street here, buddy.
I
The same way.
I understand
We all
completely.
go through shit, but we're not supposed to let the shit we go through in our past affect who we are in the present in the next relationship.
There's also a situation where you have to learn from those mistakes.
And that's where you're alone.
Well,
You're supposed to be alone. You don't pick up a rebound. You don't find another person. You stay alone to work on your issues before jumping into the next relationship. But that is where everybody is failing,
Well,
male and female.
I get it. This is why this is a big ping pong game. It's going back and forth, back and forth. Nobody wants to get hurt in any situation, but everybody wants that ride or die, that
Yes.
one thing. My question...
It does with our friends.
I believe that. The question is how do you keep, like, I mean, you can work on yourself for a lifetime and find the best version of yourself. And that's an incredible feeling, to be somebody that you've always wanted to be all on your own. That's amazing. What's hard is finding somebody to share that with that has the same interests, that'll have your back no matter what. And, like, you can believe that because there's a tall tale side on both sides. I've seen men be just as shitty, if not worse, to women on either side.
Well,
It
and
goes back and forth.
and then honestly, I think with our relationships is what helps us figure out how to get out of hard situations.
Right.
Or how to even put ourselves into situations. So it's what we've gone through with our experiences.
Right. So the problem is there's no clear cut and dry answer whatsoever. Like, there's no win, there's no lose in this situation. Is throw shit at the wall and see what works and hope it sticks.
Basically.
Yeah, which that's been my motto for a while. But when you see people that, like the douchebag peacock that we're all talking about, that tries to pick up anybody, right? At some point, like, he was a huge romantic. I believe that. At some point, maybe when he was 6, when he was 7, he did everything. Like, for dudes, it starts early, man. I swear to God, like,
And they get it from their mother. It's how the mother treats them growing up.
Yeah, most dudes are huge romantics when they're young, and somewhere along the line, somebody just beats them down with something that they are not they're not capable of accepting at the time. I mean, like, that's a hard bounce for anybody. Granted, like, that's 6 or 7 years old. That sounds pretty intense for somebody to have to go through at that age or whatever. Yeah. But at the same time, you see that douchebag peacock that wants to pick up everybody. It's because why would he limit himself to one situation that could inevitably be the same result he started off with?
Okay, so before we end this episode, do y'all, Sugar Tits and Beefcake, have any advice to people coming into the service industry that get hit on by male or female?
I apologize. We did take a lot of different turns in this episode.
Yes, we did. No, we kind of did. It's basically a rule of thumb just in life in general. You do it at work, you do it when you're out with your friends, it doesn't matter. But
is there any preparations that you can give to the public, whether they're in the service industry, bartender, or out doing what you do in I don't know how to say the words, I apologize.
Well, we don't want to give it away. But I would say, here, let me take that my advice would be to don't, like, I feel like every female knows this, but we don't all act on this is just don't go there to do anything but have a good time. Don't have any high or low expectations. Don't go there, because if you go there feeling anything negative, it's going to be a negative night. Just go there and just have a positive good night, and don't focus on the men don't focus on the women. If things happen organically, they happen organically. If it's meant to be, that they'll be, cliche like said, but I mean that's just kind of how it is. Just let things organically happen the way that they should, and just have fun. Don't go in there with any no expectations and no bad intentions either. You know what I mean?
What about you, Sugar Tits?
Oui.
I don't like how to get out of a situation. That's the question.
Yeah, just advice that you would give somebody out in the public, whether like to get out of situations they don't want to be in, or preparing themselves.
I feel like this is a job interview. I'm like, I'm nervous.
We'll be getting a text later. And we're like, oh, did I get the job?
I don't know. Just don't take. I don't know.
She's like, run as far as you can, run as fast as you can. Just don't go. Actually, go. Then leave. Get out alive. Like that is Sugar Tits.
I don't know. Just don't take anything too serious before it's actually serious. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Bye.
And to all the dudes out there, I think the best advice I can give you right now is just don't be a douchebag. I think that we kind of came down to that one.
I think so. Just be cool.
Yeah, just be cool.
And mine is be as blunt as possible without being an asshole. And don't skirt around an issue. Make sure everybody knows details.
I like that.
All right. Until our next episode, we are out.